Semantic roles. A semantic role is the underlying relationship that a participant has with the main verb in a clause. So, we have any clause, and in that clause, we have a verb. So, other feature components or other element in that clause are somehow related to the verb. If we talk about the same thing in terms of the traditional grammar, we say that verb has a subject, as an object, as an adverb, etc. Right? So in semantics, we talk about these features in terms of roles. Semantic roles is the actual role a participant plays in some real or imagined situation apart from the linguistic encoding of those situations. Linguistic encoding of those situations mean we can simply say it's a noun phrase, it's a verb phrase. So when we talk about a sentence, we have a noun phrase, we have verb phrase, and then a noun phrase. And we do not tell that what these two noun phrases play in that sentence with reference to the verb. So with the help of this semantic roles, we can determine that who is doing what, right? Who is doing an action and who is receiving an action. We can look at the roles they fulfill within the situation described by a sentence. If the situation is a simple event, as the boy kicked the ball, we know that the verb describes an action. The noun phrases in the sentence describe the roles of the entity, both noun phrase, the boy and the ball, such as people and thing involved in that action. So, boy is people and ball is thing, right? So, let's see that what are the roles they are performing. We can identify a small number of semantic roles, also called thematic roles, for these noun phrases. So, they start like this. Agent, the doer or instigator of the action, denoted by the predicate. A sentence is always divided into subject and predicate according to the traditional grammar, right? So what predicate says about the subject is actually says something about the agent, or that is the agent of that predicate. Or we can say that in traditional sense it's the subject, but we call it agent. Patient, the undergoer of the action or event, denoted by the predicate. So it is the receiver of the action. In general terms, we say it's the object, but in semantic roles, we call it patient. Theme, the entity that is moved by the action or event, denoted by the predicate. So what action or what event is being described is the theme of the statement or the sentence, or that is in the predicate. Experience, the living entity that experiences the action or event, denoted by the predicate. So that is the living event that experiences the action or event, denoted by the predicate, denoted by the receiver of the action, the receiver of the action. Goal, the location or entity in the direction of which something moves, right? So this is, in traditional sense, this is adverb. Benefactive, the entity that benefits from the action or event, denoted by the predicate. So this is the benefactive that benefits from the action, that receives some kind of support from the action, or that is in the predicate that is being said by the verb. Source, the location or entity from which something moves. So source refers to the location, place from which the something moves, or where some event takes place. Again, it's an adverb. So instrument, the medium by which the action or event, denoted by the predicate, is carried out. So it refers to any instrument by which any action is carried out. So these are different roles that are found in the statement in different sentences. Obviously, not all the sentences have all these roles. Locative, the specification of the place where the action or event, denoted by the predicate, is situated. So it refers to the place where the action took place. The major drawbacks of the semantic role list approach, there are certain drawbacks, right? So there is no agreement among the linguists or the people who study the syntax that how many roles are required in a sentence. So no agreement about which and how many roles are needed in a sentence. However, this is one approach that can give us semantic understanding of a sentence, though it's different from the syntactic approach in which simply phrases are encoded, whereas it's also different from the traditional grammar in which roles are assigned. However, it is to some extent close to that approach.